Yo everyone, what's up? It's your boy Tarek, and yes, we are back with Love is Blind. There's only 2 episodes to do, so there's episode 10 and then 11 I'm gonna do tomorrow. But yes, this episode was quite interesting. I'm taking people's sides that I didn't expect to be on their side, but obviously when people are logical, when people are using their noggins, when people are actually using common sense for things, I'm going to side more with that than people who are just there doing silliness. But yes, before we get into the review, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as you already know, we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Without further ado, let's get straight into this review. So, I don't even have my notes page up. That's how you know. That is how you know I wasn't ready yet. Because how is my notes page not even open? Now it's okay, cool. Let's get into it for real. So the episode starts off with Annie and Nick. Annie is asking Nick, is there anything that he wants to tell her? And at first, I couldn't quite remember because it's actually been a whole week since, like, I'm actually up to date with Love is Blind. Like, I keep up to date, obviously, due to the reviews and stuff as well. And even if I wasn't reviewing the show, it'll be a thing where it's like, I have to keep up to date with what's happening. Like, it can't just be a thing where it's like, I'm going to let all the episodes come out because social media ruins things for people. I can't lie. Like, and I'm a person, like, due to what I do, like, I'm a content creator. I cannot really be on social media like that to be saying, I'm just going to avoid this. I can't be doing that. So it's better to just keep up to date with what's happening unless for whatever reason I physically cannot watch the show or I'm busy or I'm doing something else. That's it. But I couldn't quite remember what it was. And then I remembered, Annie had heard, was it from Alli, that Nick had said to, what's her name again? Kate, that he loved her. So I thought that's what she was alluding to, right? And then Annie thinks that Nick is still holding back. She thinks that he doesn't love her. He doesn't love her as much as she loves him. And to me, and I've said it already in my reviews, and I'm going to say it again for those that maybe didn't catch it the first time I said it. I'm going to say it again. I personally, I cannot be with someone that I need to constantly reassure them like that. I cannot do it. Annie's draining. Me watching her, I'm drained from her behavior. She is very draining. You need to understand, imagine being married to someone that you constantly need to reassure. At that point, what's the point? I understand that this process, I am taking into consideration that Love is Blind is a different type of process. When people normally get married, it's normally built up. There's love, there's feelings. All these things are built up over months, years. Like, I understand that. But in this aspect, I don't know how long it takes to film the show. But I'm guessing within the time frame they film, and you're still questioning if this man loves you. I don't know. I don't know what to say. But then other people on the cast, like other people, are saying, Nick is very calculated. Nothing he does seems genuine. So it's like very conflicting. Maybe Annie is feeling things that other people are talking about. Maybe she's feeling it. Maybe that's what she's feeling. Maybe that's why she's feeling like that. But then she also said at the start that she's a girl that needs constant reassurance. But I'm just putting it out there. Me personally, I'm not dating someone that needs constant reassurance like that. I need someone that's secure within themselves. I basically need someone that's just secure in themselves, man. It's better for me, it's better for you. When you're always doubting yourself and self-doubting yourself, it's like, it is draining. I'll be so real, like, it's draining. And I mean that with all due respect. It's just my opinion. I'm not slandering anyone that, has insecurities. I'm not saying people can't have insecurities and stuff like that. That's not what I'm saying. There's a difference between, like, having insecurities and then, like, constantly asking someone if they love you, if they love, that would piss you off after a while. Like, let's not sugarcoat anything. That would irritate you after, because it would damn sure irritate me. I know that much. So yeah, Nick is better than me. Annie feels Nick doesn't love her as much as he should. She keeps asking if he's sure. That's what I'm saying. This will get irritating because I'm telling you I love you. I'm doing things to show you that I love you, or I'm showing that I love you, and you're still saying it's not enough. Okay, at this point now we have an issue. Like, we definitely have a problem. She keeps saying if he's sure, and thinks that, I don't know why I put Ben here, but thinks that Nick doesn't love as much. She even said that he's never been there for her. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Annie, that's not fair. That is not fair. You cannot say that this man hasn't been there for you. And me taking Nick's side, yes, because I've been dragging Nick more or less the entirety of this season. But in this case, sorry, you can't say that. That's not fair. Whether taking away the generosity of it, whether he's genuine or not, let's take that factor away from it. The fact that he said that he's taking time out of his day to come to your salon, to help you with your salon, even though he's got a busy schedule himself, I mean, I wouldn't really bring that up. But then sometimes it's like you need to give people a reality check. So I'm to be fair, I am quite conflicted, but I do see why Nick is getting irritated, because at the same time, it's not really fair for you to say what what was it that she said? That he's never been there for her. Like, obviously, we're only seeing certain clips and like certain scenes. We don't know what else has been happening. So I'm only going by what I've been seeing. But from what I've been seeing, Nick has been showing up for her. Nick has been there for her. So for her to say that, I don't know. It just seems a bit unfair. I really need to get my nails done. This weekend, my nails are breaking. I really need to get them done. I need to have my mani and pedicure. I hate when my nails start breaking like that. She's not sure that's how Nick sees her. So yeah, that their whole situation was just like, if I was Nick, like, you stayed longer than I would have stayed. Because I really don't have patience. So like, even though patience is something I am really trying to, like, when I feel like myself getting impatient, I just start counting. I'm like, 1, 2, 3. Like, I really start counting, because it's like, Tara, just come on, wait. But in this aspect, sorry, no, I would have to be like, respectfully, this isn't gonna work. You're actually irritating me, and you irritating me is not gonna be good for anybody, because if I'm irritated, like, I'm not gonna really, like, yeah, I'm not. Sometimes when I get irritated, I'll be so honest, I'm not level-headed when I'm irritated. Yeah, when I'm irritated, I'm not level-headed like that. I don't think logical. I think of it, I sometimes act off emotion. It's like, for example, like, if like I was to get in a disagreement with someone, instead of me trying to talk it out and trying to be reasonable with you, depending on how severe, I'll block you. Because it's like, why am I arguing with you over something so stupid? Like, if it's something dumb, I'll actually block you. Because I'm thinking to myself, wait, hold on, I actually don't have time for this. And the thing is, I won't unblock either. That'll be it. That's how little patience I have. It's like, oh yeah, you know what, you're actually annoying me. Let me just block you to get you off my phone. That's probably one of my toxic traits, I'll be so real. We then get on to Alli and Anton, and Patrick came to the house, which is Anton's friend. He came to the house and then informed Alli, and he ended up finishing off the rest of the drinks, the alcohol that was in the fridge. I'm not gonna lie. If the man's a drinker, he's a drinker. It's clear to see he's a drinker. He's saying he likes to have 1 or 2 drinks. That's not 1 or 2. If there's like a good amount of Coronas or however much alcohol was in the fridge, and it's all finished by you, that to me, I don't know how I would feel about if my man was to be drinking like that, you know. I mean, you know what? I don't think I would have a problem with it, so long as you get your shit done. So long as it doesn't have an impact on my life. If it starts to have an impact on my life, that's when we're gonna have a problem. Drink, do whatever you... Actually, not do whatever you want. There'll be no form of drugs. There'll be no form of that with me. Sorry, I don't mix with that. You could do what you want. Like, if you're my friend and that's what you do what you want. But like, as in terms of like a relationship, oh no. I need your mind clear. I need your mind straight. No, so sorry. Alli doesn't clean up after herself or do laundry. I find that very concerning within someone. I don't care how much school you're schooling or how much work you're working. Find time throughout the day or weekend or whenever you're off to do your laundry and to clean up after yourself. What do you think this is? Anton is not your dad. And you're saying to him that he's grown. You're not going to tell him what to do, but you're grown as well, but you're not doing your own laundry and you're not washing up after yourself. like I said, I don't care how much education you're doing, how much school you're schooling, when you go back to school, this, that, and the third. You will find time throughout the day to do your laundry and clean up after yourself. I'm not saying that I won't do the laundry and the cleaning up sometimes, but you need to also pull your weight as well. This isn't gonna just be me doing all the cleaning. If I'm cooking and cleaning, so what? You just have a free ride? I don't think that's not the case. We have to come to some compromise, and if we can't compromise, then we have an issue. And even the tequila was finished. So yeah, Anton clearly is a drinker. If that's one of Alli's main concerns, she needs to look a bit more into that and really determine it. Does she want to be with a man that's constantly drinking? Because that Anton seems to have control of it now. But people that tend to drink like that, y'all know the statistics. Anyway, Megan and Jordan. We get to Megan and Jordan, and Megan is meeting Jordan's parents. And I didn't really take much from their interaction. All I took is a marriage can be 20% love and 90% commitment. That's it. Now we get to Kalaybriah and Edmond. Just a little recap. Remember, they did have a big kind of falling out. Well, Edmond was being silly the last episode. So they had a falling out due to that. So we're just gonna debunk the conversation that happened between them. So Kalaybriah is like, why do I always have to be the one to bring up the elephant in the room? To me, personally, if someone cannot take accountability for the wrong that they've done or the bad actions, and I have to be telling you constantly about the bad things you've done, that's a problem. You're too grown for me to have to be telling you this is what you've done wrong. You're not 5. I'm so sorry, you're a grown man. You know, Edmond knows what he's done. He may act like a child, but he's not a child. You understand? So, me personally, for Kalaybriah to always be the one to be bringing up the elephant in the room, that's concerning for me. And Edmond's not even the person that I'm looking to get married to. It's concerning. The way that Edmond's saying that it was a joke when he heard Annie say to Nick that he's perfect. So he's basically saying to Kalaybriah, oh, I was joking. No, you wasn't joking. And I hate when people do that. When people get caught out or they don't like to hold themselves accountable, I was joking. No, you wasn't friggin' joking. You wasn't joking. You was being dead ass serious to the fact where you actually tried to argue with her in front of people, but then said, oh, no, babe, we don't need to do this here. We don't need to talk about this here, when you was the one that brought it up. And then when she perceived to challenge you, because you don't want her to challenge you, oh, we don't need to do this here. We don't need to do this here. Like, it's like, Edmond for me is like, me personally, like Kalaybriah's friend said, he is different. I personally wouldn't be with an Edmond, but everyone's different. Everyone's taste is different. Kalaybriah asked him for help, basically during the day before the event, to go to the store. But Edmond was kind of just thinking of himself. He was like, he needs to, I think it was to do something to do with his hair. He was being really like selfish about the situation, and he basically, what did he say? He said to Kalaybriah, no, he can't help her because he has to get somewhere in time. And he didn't even acknowledge Kalaybriah's feelings. Instead, he decided to say how he was hurt. So again, if someone is not really able to read the room and it's just all about them, me, I, that is a problem. That's problem number 2. And it's not just from this episode. I've clocked Edmond like having a few of these type of episodes. It's like, it's kind of an ongoing thing. Kalaybriah needs to watch out. She needs to watch out. Like, I'm kind of past like him eating his bogeys and stuff like that. Like, cause like it's been some time. I mean, Kalaybriah doesn't know about that, but like, if she was to find out about that, I don't know if that would probably change her whole perspective on this whole entire thing. I think she just needs to see that video. She probably has. She probably has. But then again, we don't know if they're married or not. But anyway, I'm kind of diverting. Kalaybriah was kind of reading him because Kalaybriah was like, I'm going to tell you my story and you're actually going to like listen. You're not going to interrupt me type of thing. For me, as a viewer, Kalaybriah is his mom. Edmond is the son. And she's teaching him, this is how you treat a woman if you're going to get married. That's the vibes I get. I don't get husband, to be husband, to be wife. I get like mom, son. That's the vibe that I'm getting. I shouldn't be getting that vibe. I should not be getting that vibe. I can understand if like, you've never had a girlfriend, you've never dated. I get that stuff. So like sometimes, but with these things, even with that, you have to learn. It's like learning. No one can teach you how to be the perfect boyfriend. No one can teach you how to be the perfect girlfriend. No one can teach you these things. It's just through like on-hands experience. Unfortunately, sometimes you have to just dive into the deep end. When I started dating, well, at the time, I wasn't out as gay. So I was dating women. When I was dating, oh my gosh, like my first relationship lasted a week. Literally, a week. I don't really count those though. Because to me, a relationship lasting a week, is that even to say, that was just testing the waters, let's just say that. And that's not me discrediting the girl. It's just for me, a week. What are we talking about, a week? That wasn't even like a proper relationship. I was young, the girl was young, like she was a year below me. Let me just establish that real quick. She was a year below. What year was I in? I was in either year 10 or 11. If I was in year 11, she was in year 10. If I was in year 10, she was in year 9. So, yeah, literally a year apart. I actually knew the girl for a long time. We just happened to reconnect, and yeah, it was just a thing where things didn't work out. But look at me as someone in secondary school obviously some people do, like some people they fall in love from young and all the way to adulthood, they're married and all having kids and stuff like that. But when you come to think about it, it's hands-on experience. That's my point. I actually rambled on too long, but that's my point. Hands-on experience. No one can teach you how to do these things. You can get advice. You can even watch all these podcasts and YouTubers and stuff like that to get advice. But to do it yourself is hands-on experience. And you're going to have to take a couple L's before you get a W. So, yeah. But it is given that she has to train him, and I don't like that for her. She's too much of a bad bee to be in this situation. He's like, he just wants her to say something nice, instead of like... But to me, I've heard her say nice things to him. This is what's confusing me, but I guess he wants to hear more nice things, which... to a degree, I can understand. And she's saying that she's got big dreams and big manifestations. Like she's saying for a year, she would want to like chill, travel, do whatever. And then she's ready for him to shoot the club up. So yeah, that's literally what she said. We then get on to Madison and Joe. Joe's asking if he has a booger in his nose. Okay. He's meeting Madison's family. The mum said, if Madison's in a really bad place, do not stop hugging her. Well, Joe's already felt at that. He's already felt at that. Yeah, he saw Madison cry twice and decided to kind of not really do anything about it. Yeah, so he struggled with that. That's number one. He was in a relationship for 5 years and he got as close as to almost going to send out the invites for the wedding, but decided not to in the end because he basically, like, he got cold feet. The Madison doesn't love easily, the mom has said, and the mom wants to confirm that Joe's basically not going to do the same thing to Madison, because obviously if you could do that to one person, and with Joe's behavior in this episode, it is worrying. It's very worrying. His behavior throughout the season has been very questionable, and it's like, I know personally you do not even like this woman the way that you claim you love her. But hear what I'm saying. You do not even like this woman the way that you're saying you love her. I know that 110% you don't. So that's why with him personally, again, it's like Madison may get the blind side that she was hoping not to get. We then move on to Alli and Anton. Alli is meeting Anton's mom. In Brazil, it's tradition to marry at a young age before even moving out of the parents' house. And sorry, this was just a side note, but the way Anton was eating, chomping on that food, that boy was hungry. That boy needed some food in his stomach. We didn't get on... Child, what happened to my voice? Lord have mercy. We then get on to Annie and Nick. Annie said it was that she had way too many drinks last night. I really don't like when people use drinking as an excuse for when they say things. Because you meant everything you said. Obviously, the drinks heightened your emotions, to therefore it kind of probed you to say what was really on the forefront of your mind. So I don't like when people use alcohol as like, oh, I was drunk, or I had way too many drinks last night, so sorry if I was acting crazy. No, you meant everything you was doing. It was heightened. Broken glass. But yeah, that's just that with that. She said what she said. She didn't want it to come out with how she said it. Me personally, but what's a nicer way of you basically saying to someone, I don't feel like you love me. Like, how do you, like, I'm trying to think. There's like no way to say that, and like, even if you think you're being diplomatic about this, about saying it, like, there's actually no diplomatic way of saying it. Like, there's actually no diplomatic way. Nick actually said he's at his breaking point. And for Nick, I want to give a thumbs up, because at least he's realizing now, before it's too late. That's good on him. He's realizing now, before it's too late. Again, I don't know if it's genuine or not. I don't know if this was part of his plan. I don't know, because people are saying he's not genuine, but I'm going by what I'm seeing. He got out of that. He said getting to the altar is not looking promising for him, and Nick, he doesn't want to get married. Good choice, good decision. And he is there pleading with him, saying, "Oh, why can't you just try this, that, and the third?" And to me personally, I also get where Annie's coming from, because if you really love someone, you will try. So this is why I can see why people might say, Nick is, what's not genuine about him? Because it's like, if you really love someone, you will try. You will try. So clearly he was never ready for marriage then. I don't know. Was Nick on the show for clout? That's something we're going to have to wait and see what happens. The reunion, they literally put the date out for it, actually. The reunion is going to be another one of my flipping nails broke. The reunion is going to be on what date? The 29th. My brain froze. Nick was basically saying, how long do you want to like drag this out for? And Annie doesn't want to stop. She wants to keep going. And Nick is saying that he's unhappy. That's why he doesn't want to marry her. And to me, like, yeah, if you're unhappy, don't follow through with something. Sometimes you have to put yourself first. And in this situation, marriage is a big commitment. And Nick knew, you're just, I love you, but you're not, I don't want to get married to you. And he's entitled to feel how he's feeling. The girls and the guys end up doing their wedding dress like shopping, and the men do their suit shopping. I didn't really take too much for this. There's not really much to take. They're really just trying on their dresses, and the men are they're getting their suits fitted. There was just a few things that I took down. So Alli's mom had met her dad from talking over the phone for 3 years before seeing each other face to face. That's what you call true love, because talking over the phone without seeing someone face to face for 3 years, that's a big commitment. Erin didn't sense no ick from Joe. I don't know how. Maybe the ick factor that you have is not all the way there, because I don't know how. This man, well, even with his erratic behavior, I don't know how Madison didn't get the ick herself, or didn't kind of question or kind of have second thoughts herself. I don't know. Maybe she's too much in La La Land to understand what's happening. Anton's friend told him being afraid of Ali saying no isn't him being himself. The friend was basically just giving some like motivation. Just go in there, be yourself. Don't be afraid. Obviously, it is nerve-wracking, but don't be afraid. Just go in, be yourself. And if she says yes, then yes. If no, then it's unfortunate, but at least you know you went in there being yourself. I say to myself, for Edmond, yeah, that Afro comb you like to have in your head, I just hope for the altar, for this occasion, you don't have that in your head like that. I pray. Please don't put that comb in your head like that. Like, get a fresh trim, comb out your hair. Even if you have to curl it up, do something. But by the grace of God, please do not have that comb in your head for the... Don't. There's actually a time and a place. And I get that his comb may be his little accessory in his head. I get that, because some people, you know, some people, they always like to wear headphones. Like, even if they're not listening to music, headphones are always on their ears. Some people always wear hats. Like, even if they get trims and stuff, hats is part of like their fit. So they're always wearing hats. But there's a time and a place. You're not gonna wear headphones at a funeral. You're not going to... What was the other example I gave? My mind is going very blank, you know. What was the other example I gave? I just gave an example. It was the headphones. The headphones was one. This is worrying. Why is my brain has just gone completely blank? I gave 2 examples. The hat, that was it. You're not going to wear a hat. I don't know. Let's see. You're not going to wear a hat. I can't think of one. Because hats, you can mainly... I don't know. Okay, you're not going to wear a hat while you're working. Because the policies in most places, you can't wear headgear like that. Unless you're like doing construction work. So, again... yeah, so I just hope that he doesn't have that comb just for that one day. I just feel like you don't need to have a comb in your head like that. Last but not least, Joe doesn't know how to tie a tie at your big age. I haven't worn a tie in so long. Actually, the last time I actually wore a tie was last month. 1 month? No, 1 month will be in October. It was August. Time be flying. When I went to a wedding. And I don't really be wearing ties like that. I still know how to tie a tie. I feel like once you know how to tie a tie, you should always know how to tie a tie. And his attitude was just off with, like, the woman was trying to be helpful, and his attitude was... I don't like Joe. I don't like Joe. Personally, I don't get a good vibe from him. I don't get good energy from him. I just feel like something is just off with him. I know he's saying emotions are high at the moment and stuff like that. I just feel like... Excuse me. He doesn't like Madison, and he's trying to pretend like he does, which is what is messing him up. If you don't like her, that's fine, but be honest with it. I don't like the pretend thing. I just don't like the whole pretend thing. And then he ends up leaving. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. The fallout from that. I am excited to see what happens, but for Madison, I don't know what we could expect. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens. Even his friends were stunned. Like, his friends didn't know what to do. Like, if that was my friend, I'm chasing after my friend personally to see what's up. But clearly, they operate different in Denver. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in for another one of my videos. It's been your boy Tarek, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Take care.